Hello everybody and welcome back to WonderCraft. I'm sorry if my skin looks a little bit weird on my Minecraft character here. I kind of forgot to change it. So we're going to get Professor Masu for this episode. If you guys are unaware, I'm doing a Minecraft Cobblemon series on YouTube, streaming it every Monday or so. Maybe I'll skip a couple. But we're doing Professor Masu on there. Also, I'd like to apologize to all my WonderCraft fans. If you guys are a huge fan of this series, I'd like to really apologize that I haven't been able to get this out in a while. I've been incredibly sick, and so I have not been really feeling up to do any recordings. So any of the recordings you see are either for the Palmon stuff. It was my old stream from basically like the beginning of this year, and all the Xenoblade stuff I have pre-recorded. So Minecraft's the only thing that I kind of record in the moment and upload. I like record during the week and then upload, and I just was like, I played some Minecraft, just haven't really been feeling super great. But we can talk a little bit about what we've been working on. So first off, you may notice that I have a lovely new Elytra. I don't know if this is still available at the moment, but as of the time of recording slash a couple weeks ago, Minecraft is doing it's their 15-year anniversary, which is pretty exciting. It's kind of crazy that I'm older than Minecraft, because usually all the games I play, the franchises are older than me for the most part, unless they like just came out. So 15 years of Minecraft, it's crazy that it's like been around for a majority of my life. And it's kind of crazy that I've been playing it for this long. I've obviously took breaks, but it just is weird to think about how much this game has been around for me. So here's what we've been working on right now. Of course, we've been working on the pixel art project, and also I lost my shulker box, my red shulker box, that had all my fireworks in them. I think it despawned when I was building something, because I didn't pick it up. My inventory was full, but this is what we're working on right now, is working on this pixel art project, of course, but a big overarching goal. I talked about this previously in other episodes, but I've also kind of given up on it, because it just like seems like such a Herculean task. But I'd like to cover this whole area with obsidian or crying obsidian, so we can have a haste 2 beacon. And so I've been trying to grab some I've been setting up a piglin farm for this, but then I also thought a nicer, easier way maybe could be doing this, right? We take the buckets and we have a little lava farm here, which it's already filled back up. Of course, we don't have enough inventory space, though. We have a lava farm that's filled up with buckets. And then this isn't definitely not the most efficient way that we have, but we take these buckets and we break this stone here and we fill them up, and then we put water on top of them, turning them into obsidian. It's definitely not the fastest way. I feel like finding some sort of way to get obsidian is going to be a faster way, but we'll have to see. Basically, this is what I've been doing to get some of the other buckets up, trying not to accidentally place them, because you can still place buckets on top of like already filled spots and it just wastes them. Here we are. I'm gonna put this over here just because I don't like this shulker being so close to the lava. Nope. But this is basically what I've been working on for the most part. This is an overarching goal that I'd like to do, because basically my goal with the pixel art project is that the pixel art is looking real nice, right? We're doing a lot of good work on the pixel art stuff. It's looking real good. But if we want to make higher definition pixel arts in the future, we gotta do the staircasing method, which is basically the Y level of the blocks that you place determines the like brightness of the color, which allows you to have a wider range of things. I'm gonna double check that my audio is recording, because the last time I recorded for WonderCraft, I actually did record a bit of WonderCraft. My audio just did not record for whatever reason. But staircasing allows us to have higher definition images, and I think that overall in the future that'd be great. But the biggest issue with that is there's going to be a lot more cleanup. Don't know what happened there. There's going to be a lot more cleanup. And so part of that is going to end up just take a lot more time than already it is to clean up, and having a haste 2 beacon would be very helpful. And of course, a haste 2 beacon, I already basically insta-mine stone normally, so a haste 2 will make it insta-mine with my pickaxe, and then that will make it like basically impossible to mine without destroying the platform, and incredibly annoying. So that's my main goal. And then after I set this entire platform to obsidian, or something of similar strength, I guess. I don't know if there is a better block. If there is, definitely tell me if you guys know a block that takes a long time to mine, especially under a haste 2 beacon, whether it's something that like the pickaxe is just not the main tool for or whatever. But once we get that done, I would like to, then the other hard part comes in. I would like to go under here, make a little space where mine carts will go around collecting all the materials, so I don't have to manually collect everything myself, because I tend to lose things. My inventory fills up, some things may despawn, I don't see them when dropping them, so that's just an extra way for me to collect things, and it'll make things a little bit more simpler than I have to run back and forth collecting stuff. So yeah, that's the overarching goal for the pixel art project. Other than that, it's going pretty well. We're working hard on it. We got another one done recently that's really making it look like the picture. And then, yeah, once we get a higher definition thing, I think that's what we're going to do. And I think it should make stuff look better. So, you know, it's just improvement. Obviously, I'm going to keep doing this 2D style on this one, because there's no point in changing the quality of it midway through and then ruining the overall piece, because part of it looks high definition, part of it doesn't. So definitely the first one is a learning curve. There's a couple things I didn't do right, and I'll have to make sure not to do those again, but it's looking really good for what it is. I'm very excited. And then also something I should talk about is that this is what I've been working on, and we'll probably go into the montage in a sec. But this is what I've been working on. If you can see, if you guys look right above where the biome is, it says local difficulty 3.4, and then go over to the days. It's 5,050 days in this Minecraft world right now. And so that means every 1,000 days, what we like to do is we like to add on to the totem pole in my Minecraft world, which is pretty cool. So the totem pole, if you guys aren't familiar with it, if you haven't been around for that long, which is completely fine, I'm super happy to just talk and explain things to you, is the totem pole is a thing that we spend every 1,000 days. So the first one is 0 to 1,000 days, second one is 1,000 to 2,000 days, etc., so forth. We will build an extra thing, and I've already done 2, and I've maybe spoiled one already a little bit, but I'll get into the ones that I've done. We'll do a little bit of a montage. We haven't done that in a while, and I'll come back and talk to you about it and talk about the other 2 that I want to work on. So, oop. All right, so first 1,000, 2,000, 3,000, 4,000, and now 5,000. This is 4,000 to 5,000. So it goes from this goes from 3,000 to 4,000, or 399, if you will, 4,000 to 499, the 4,000s. And so basically what we do is we build a totem of something we've achieved within those 1,000 days. And so we have the first one. We didn't start it until we made the first two. I think it was after the 2,000 days is when we started it. So first 1,000 day, I just put Irontown, and then we put some other things like Poppy, we put Sushi, we put Robo, and we put the beehive on the back. And I really wanted to try and make these ones look good, because I felt like the first two kind of phoned in. The second one, or the third one, was pretty good. I liked it. And the fourth one is shaky. I think the WonderCraft one I like because it's WonderCraft. It signifies that. But the Sniffer one is kind of rough. Not a super great one. The Guardian one's good, and then the Sunset with the Cherry Blossom is nice, but it's not very creative. So I really wanted to try my best to work out an idea, a plan of pixel art stuff. So I actually went into a pixel art program to design mine, and then I thought about how it would look. So the first one we did for the 4,000s is this one. We did Kame House with the Dragon Ball and Nimbus, mainly because Kame House, though it was a later part of the 4,000 days in Minecraft, Dragon Ball is very important to me, and the death of Akira Toriyama really took a toll on me, and I find this build to be incredibly special in my world, so I wanted to immortalize it even more in my world. And then the second one is one that signifies the movie theater, and I'm really proud of this one, how this one turned out. I think it looks really good. So we made the movie theater. It's got some curtains pulling back to show the scene, or the screen rather. And then the other two ones that I would like to do is, I would like one to be the pixel art area, because we've been spending a lot of time on the pixel art area, so I think one signifying that would be good. If we could, maybe I want to try and do it as like the sorter. Try to build one that looks like the sorting machine that we've made, because that's been a big help, and that was a big undertaking for me when it came to trying to do pixel art. So I think immortalizing that would be cool. And then maybe on this side, I want to maybe do like a creeper face or something like that, just to signify the 15 years of Minecraft, because I think that that's incredibly important as well. And I think that's cool to be like, oh yeah, within my 5,000 days, it maybe was a little bit after, or within my 4,000 days, and maybe it was a little bit after, but I'll count it, I think. That we were in the 15 years of Minecraft. So I think that's pretty cool. So I'll have to think of some ideas for this one. And then something else we've been working on is we built another, I'm not going to go to it right now, because it might take a little bit too much time. But something that else we've been working on is we've been working on the movie theater. I'm just going in here to see. I'm still looking for my shulker. If you guys see a red shulker, there's one in my house that's not the shulker that I'm missing. But if you guys see a red shulker, I swear I picked it up, but I don't know where I left it. Sometimes I accidentally drop it in chests too. That has happened before, where I've accidentally like shift clicked it into a chest and then went, oh, where is it? This is the new one I made. There's one up there that's filled with like potions. But anyways, I'm off track now. One of the things we've been focusing on is the movie theater. I actually made another theater in the movie theater. I'd like to make a bunch of theaters in the movie theater, make it feel like a giant movie theater. The one thing that I'm trying to think about is I would like the different movie theaters to have themes. And I'm thinking this movie theater, I want the theme for the color to be like red and white. But I don't really know what I want yet. We filled it with mushroom blocks, which, the red mushroom blocks with the white spots and stuff. It's like, it looks nice, but I'm not super sold on it. Maybe we could do brick. Oh, brick might look nice, actually. And then I would like to do the roof white, and I'm thinking maybe like quartz pillars sideways up the top. I don't know, but I think that's pretty cool. I think that could be pretty cool, actually, now that I'm thinking about it. So maybe we'll do that. But I think we'll get into some more building in a second. I do want to talk about one more thing that I'm very excited about that has Minecraft and is somewhat WonderCraft adjacent, And so WonderCraft for me, I've talked about it many times. It's kind of just like a log of like, hey, this is what I did in my Minecraft world today or this week and stuff like that. This is what we've been working on, and this is the stuff that's inspired me. Also, the Trial Chamber is coming out in June, which I'm very excited for. But something I recently bought that I've been playing a ton of and that I would love to share with you guys with either screenshots or if I could figure out how to record it on my computer, I'd absolutely love to do that. But something I recently bought was a Legacy Console Edition version of the game for PS Vita for Minecraft, and I've been spending loads of time in that game playing it, and I've been having a lot of fun. I'm not playing on hardcore. You guys do not understand how many times I died to a creeper in that game. It's ridiculous, and skeletons are a death sentence in that version of the game because they shoot you so far back. It's like they got punch 3 on all their bows, but. So I'm just having fun with it, and I've been building and enjoying it, and it's a lot of fun, and I would love to share it with you guys, because it's kind of like, you know, WonderCraft is all about sharing my Minecraft experience, and that's definitely part of it, so I'd say that that's like WonderCraft's sister dimension, if you will. But I've been really enjoying it. It's an older version of Minecraft, so there's like limitations, and you can only play within a certain amount of chunks, because they were limited on the console. But we're gonna get into the rest of. I'm gonna design those rest of those totems, and we'll come back to you guys when I'm done. And maybe if I do something else, I'll talk to you guys about it. But I appreciate all your guys' support in the series, my channel, and everything. Like, I appreciate you guys all the time, and I appreciate you guys' understanding that I have just become very sick for like 3 weeks, and I have not been feeling good. So hopefully I'll figure that out, and I'll be back to 100%. But I'll see you guys in a bit. Boop. Hello. So I think probably the last we left off. Also, I think I'm in the wrong skin. I don't know if I explained this in in these recordings, because my recordings have been all but messed up recently. Okay. But so I think the last we left off, I said, oh, I'm gonna go, do a thing. Go see the time lapse. Time lapse didn't save. I don't know why. Same. But if you guys notice, well, one, if you notice, my totem on Undying is not Kaima anymore on my shoulder. I don't really know why it's the case, because the model still works, but the texture for some reason doesn't, so I have no clue why that's the case. I don't believe that it was a mod that helped make the resource pack work. So I don't know if it's just something they've done with the updates to Minecraft. I'm genuinely not quite sure. So I'll have to look into that a little bit more, and maybe once some more mods get updated. Usually I don't update Minecraft immediately, but I wanted to update this Minecraft immediately because we have the trial chambers. And I don't know why I'm looking at every other shulker when it's over here. We went to many a trial chambers, and so we did this on stream. We went and we found some trial chambers on stream when the update came out the first day, and basically my goal with the trial chambers is I want to make a roguelike game. I want to be able to do runs in this roguelike game, and the idea behind it is I want to clear the dungeon as quickly as possible. However, we're going to be stuck with random items each time. And so that is going to be the main thing. And I'm not quite sure how I want to do the random items, because, of course, I want us to be able to, like, upgrade stuff later on. And it's going to be a lot of talking, so I apologize. Also, look, heavy core. There's going to be a lot of talking, so I apologize. Because, so, obviously, I don't even know if I have a piece of nether. I do have a piece of netherite to explain this, right? Let me... Okay. So, basically, I want a way for things to be upgradable, right? And so, I think it would be fun to be able to have weapons, such as a diamond axe, for instance. I'm gonna try... The main weapons I want to go for are a sword, axe, and... sword, axe, trident, bows, crossbows, like the main weapons that are actually weapons. And then maybe we'll throw in like a shovel or something, like some sort of fun little things. The only thing that kind of sucks is I feel like way back in the day, maybe I'm completely wrong, you could just put enchantments on anything. maybe I'm absolutely like losing my marbles like with the compass, but I always thought you could put like sharpness on a pickaxe or sharpness on a hoe just to have it, and it didn't really do anything. But apparently you cannot do that at all, even with books. So it's kind of unfortunate. Um, but if, well, I guess I need the. I'm not gonna be using this, but we're gonna need. So you, as you can see, you can upgrade a pick or an axe, a diamond axe with netherite, right? But you can't upgrade iron stuff to other levels, so it's gonna be hard to like. If say I want to say this is my iron axe weapon and I want to upgrade it to diamond, we would probably need to get a completely separate weapon and then upgrade that somehow. I don't know how I want to do that system, but I definitely want. The idea is we're gonna have base items, and then we're gonna have the ability to upgrade them by gaining points from doing stuff in the dungeon. So the idea behind the points is gonna be we go through the dungeon, we try to clear it as fast as possible. We get stuff from the trial spawners, we try to clear spawners. And if we can clear the spawners, we get points for clearing the spawners, maybe a multiplier even for how many spawners we took out. Maybe if we clear half the dungeon in the time that we want to clear it, we get 1.5 times the points or something like that, right? And then the other idea is for the items. So I want it to be like rotten flesh, for instance, because we're gonna be fighting a lot of zombies. Rotten flesh has a high chance of giving nothing, but like a very, very low chance of giving you like 1 point. So I want to have like tiers to loot, so we're kind of gambling with the loot, and it's always gonna be a little bit random each time. And it's a game, so we're gonna have to play through it. We're gonna have to test it every once in a while, just try to figure out the best way to really do it, right? It's gonna be difficult to like beta test it and find out the perfect thing. We might have to reset every once in a while, but that is the goal. So an overarching goal with this is I'm going to want to make a trident farm so we can have stuff, and then maybe I want to bring some villagers over to the trial spawner. I do want to make a town by the trial chambers, but maybe bring some villagers over there so I can trade for tools, because obviously, if you guys know anything about villagers, this is going to be, I'm sorry, this is just like a lot of word vomit. I do have a blacksmith somewhere in here, I'm pretty sure. There's definitely more downstairs, but I'm pretty sure I have a blacksmith somewhere in here. Are you the blacksmith? Toolsmith. So toolsmiths trade for iron tools and stuff like axes, and then you have the weaponsmith that can trade for stuff like that. So we could have, like, this could be how we get reusable stuff. So if I need diamond axes, right, I just buy diamond axes off these guys, clear them of their enchantments, throw them into the pool, right? And obviously, this is a hardcore Minecraft world, which means if I die, that's game over. We lose this world, and that's something that I really don't want. So the idea behind the Trial Chambers challenge game thing is not to die. It's I'm not trying to die. I'm not trying to. If I die, I lose. That's not the goal. So you have to think of other lose conditions, because if you do a roguelike, a lot of the times is, oh, you died, you lose. So that's where I think having some kind of time limit on the trial chamber would be cool, and maybe if we set up an ender porter made by patented by the Etho Slab. Actually, I'm pretty sure he's the one that made it, but I don't want to be rude if someone else made it, so apologies, my information is not up to snuff. But we're gonna have like an ender porter with a timer that will automatically teleport us out of the dungeon at the end. So we better make sure we have everything that we want on us by the time we leave the dungeon. And then after we're done the dungeon, we're able to upgrade whatever tool we brought into the dungeon that was randomly selected, etc. and so forth. I think certain things like bows and arrows, I think because of how the trial chambers are set up, bows and crossbows are going to be a little bit nerfed, because the breeze can knock the arrows back and they're completely immune to projectiles. So I think with bows and arrows, I think a cool thing to do is to give them like we could call them like daggers almost, and they would be wooden swords or stone swords, and maybe that's like the only time we get wooden or stone level gear. So it's a lot harder for melee stuff, but then we have bows and arrows, and it's going to be like a different challenge. And maybe we can upgrade the daggers later as we go on. but we'll have to figure out a pricing system for that. But I want like the bows and arrows to really be like, you picked the range build, so you have to do the range build. And I think crossbows could be really good in the trial chamber just because of how quickly you can kill things with them and how many groups are bunched up. But this is an absolute lot of talking, so let's go over to the trial chamber that I found that I think is the perfect trial chamber for this challenge. So let's get over there. Boop. So getting to the trial chamber, or getting the trial chamber map, was a lot of a hassle for me. I actually ended up finding this village here, and I ended up turning most of them into cartography villagers to get a chance to trade, because the way you can get trial chambers maps, if you don't know, is by trading with cartography villagers. So I would come over here, and I would roll the... This guy got all three, which is kind of cool. I got the ocean, the woodland, and the trial, but usually they always seem to give the ocean monument map, and then it seems to be a chance to get either the trial chamber map or a woodland mansion map. So it can be kind of annoying to get them, but it's kind of fun as well. Like it's good that there's a mix, you know, because you don't want to have only wooden mansions, only trial chambers. You want to have a mix of both. Now we gotta head north here, because it's relatively closer over here. And if we ever need to find more woodland mansions, like, we probably know where every woodland mansion is in the world, forest fire. So this place, so when I was looking for trial chambers, I looked for a handful of different things. I looked for the size of the trial chamber was very, very important to me. I want one that's kind of large, and I think this one is pretty large. Not the biggest I've seen, I don't think, and maybe there's even more, because there's a lot of points where I would, like, start doing something, I go, oh, I didn't even see that there was something there. You know, I sometimes, so maybe when we start clearing out the trial chamber, it'll become even more apparent that there's more area. But I wanted a relatively large trial chamber, because I thought that would be nice to work with, just a good place to build. And then another one was the type of mobs in it. That one was the most important for me, I think. What a weird witch hut. Oh, just on the edge of the swamp here. It's cool. So the other thing I was looking for was mobs. The type of mobs was very important to me because basically there are a handful of different mobs you can get in the trial chambers, and they're broken up into 3 categories, and those are melee, small melee, and ranged, and then also the breezes. And so with the ranged, you can get the strays, I think they're called, which are the ice skeletons that shoot slowness. You can get, I'm flying all the way around. You can get strays, you can get bogs, which are this new type of skeleton made specifically for the trial chamber, and I think they can now spawn in swamps as well. They shoot arrows and they poison you. They shoot poison arrows, which are interesting. And then there are regular skeletons. And in a perfect world, I would want the regular skeleton, because the poison is nice, but I feel like that's such a huge risk for potential death with poison, just because of how much damage it does. Poison itself can't kill you, but obviously, if you spend a lot of time, or if you're hit with a poison thing and you're surrounded by other item or other monsters, they could easily take you out, because they're just constantly whittling down your health. It doesn't matter how much armor you have, the poison is going to keep whittling you down, and I don't want to have to deal with that. Then the melee ones have, and I could be wrong about some of these or missing out some of these, so let me know. But the melee ones are zombies, husks, and babies, or not baby zombies. Zombies, husks, and there maybe is another one, but I don't know. But zombies and husks are ones that I remember. The small melee ones are when it gets, maybe spiders are the melee, I don't know. The small melee ones are the ones where it gets kind of interesting, because you have the baby zombies, which is, I basically said baby zombies is an instant no. If I run into baby zombies in the trial chambers as one of my spawns, that's not an eligible trial chamber for this style of thing. And then there's spiders and slimes. So slimes are interesting because they spawn the medium-sized slimes, and then they break up into little slimes. But you only have to kill the medium ones to clear the trial spawner. And the spiders are also interesting. I don't know if there's cave spiders, but I did see regular spiders, and then the other one's baby zombies. So And then the last thing for me was it has to be in a cool location. And this place hit about two of the three requirements. The size was nice. The mobs were pretty good selection. The mobs, I think, were near perfect for me. And however, it's just in a kind of a crappy biome. So I think that might give us some options to maybe work on a better biome. But this is the trial area that I have found. It looks like it's reset as well. So this is the trial area I found. It's got skeletons. It's got skeletons. I believe it's got husks, and it's got slimes as the middle or the small spawners. Got a trial key. And so this is the trial chamber I got. And basically the goal for this is to clear out the entire area, make a tower above it. That's where the entrance is going to be. And then we will I want to check if that worked. We will rework this entire area and make our own dungeon and try to make it kind of have unique different areas, because there's not a lot of like the trial spawners don't really spread out. Like this room would be I want to make this room massive because this would have so many mobs. Here's the husks. Husks are interesting because I feel like I want to build areas in the game that will be like sort of rooms that you give up in, I guess. Like I want to make panic rooms in the dungeon where in rooms like these where things might get overwhelming for me, it shouldn't, because I will be wearing my netherite armor no matter what, but in rooms like this where things could become stressful, I think that it would be nice to have panic rooms where you can go in, and it's basically, since time is the main factor, if we just sit in a room to be able to, you know, to be able to heal up, get some food going, etc. and so forth, I think that could be really nice. And so I think husks make for an interesting mob because I want to go in with like somewhat limited food, just to like have something to like, oh, okay, we need to like be conscious of our health, but I will carry golden apples on me, and I think we'll have some sort of like minus a bonus is lost if you use golden apples to heal. Like if I go in with 32 golden apples and I come out with 30, right? Okay, we get minus like 20 points or something like that from our run. So that I think is something we could look into. And then also there's the ominous trials, which makes things a lot more difficult. The ominous trials will probably be the hardest parts, and also going in with limited food, a lot of the dungeon's loot is food, and that could either be traded out for points later on, or say if we come in with like 20 bread, maybe that's our limited food. We have 20 bread. I could clear out this room, but I don't have enough food. I might start starving. I might want to sit in the panic rooms for a bit, and maybe the panic rooms can even have some panic food, that if we take panic food from it, it's like taking from from one of the mini fridges at a hotel, you know, at a fancy hotel. Like we'll have to pay the cost. So it's a choice between, okay, we got, you know, bread. Should I eat that bread, or should I keep that bread for the rest of the run? And we got to make sure. Maybe I might not do bread for the foods to bring in here, because we get bread. So I might have to look and see like what foods do we get in the trial chambers, and so we can pick a food to bring into the trial chamber, like maybe like pumpkin pie. That actually might be interesting, because then I don't think I've ever had a use for pumpkin pie before. Okay, so that's one area. I don't think we cleared out everything there, but we cleared out a lot of it. I'm not here to run the whole trial chambers with you. I'm just here to kind of show you guys what's going on. So up here, we got slimes as well. And I think I would like to make giant caverns and stuff, but I think I might have to save the big cavern areas for the areas like we were just at with the bunch of spawners. So, ooh, did that? No, that's still a medium slime, isn't it? Yeah, some of the medium slimes look quite big. But this is a cool... I like the slimes a lot. I think slime is probably going to be not... It's probably going to be as worth as we were talking about with Rotten Flesh being, like, really not worth a lot for points. I think slime's got to be worth similarly, because they are not... We get a lot of them, if you will, and especially if we go into the Ominous Trials. So Ominous Trials are really... I don't think I'll add any sort of extra bonuses for doing an Ominous Trial, but I think Ominous Trials are just a way... They're a way to get better loot and more points, because what you can do, actually, in the Trial Chambers, which I think is really cool, is you can go through this Trial Chamber like how we're doing right now, where we just fight our way through things, and we just clear out these spawners, and get our points that way. But hey, if we get a trial bottle, like an ominous bottle, we can carry that with us into the trial. Say we have to spend some points on it, like 20 points to get an ominous bottle. Spend some points on that bottle, and then once you drink it after doing the main stuff in the trial, like this one, it resets all of the trial spawners into ominous trial spawners and allows you to run the trial again at a harder difficulty. So it could be a thing of we could actually, if we're fast enough and we optimize and we have good enough items, we could end up running the gauntlet twice. And I think breezes are going to be perfect for the having to try and beat the time, because they love to run away. So they absolutely adore running away from you. So they'll be perfect, because you're trying to clear out their spawner. They could be one of the ones that takes out a whole area for you. Like, you can't clear out that spawner because, A, you didn't clear out that last breeze that was running away from you. So I think it could be a lot of fun. And I think the Trial Chambers is genuinely one of the coolest things they've added in a while. I'm like half disappointed by the loot and half not, because in the original trailer that they showed, they were like, oh, you can get diamonds and emeralds from the trial spawner. And I thought that was such a cool idea, because it's a really fun way to be able to grind materials like diamonds in a way that is not just mining, because it would allow people who enjoy combat, those kind of people who hate mining. There's some people that love mining, there's some people that love building, and there's some people that just love combat in video games. And I felt like this would give people such a good opportunity to be able to be like, oh, this is my specialty, this is what I like, I want to explore and find dungeons, and be able to grind the dungeons, and be able to grind diamonds and emeralds that way, rather than having to set up a farm, rather than having to mine, rather than having to build. This is just something they want to do, and unfortunately they kind of took that away. But the Ominous Vaults and the Trial Vaults actually give some pretty decent, though sometimes a little, for me especially, because I'm so far late in the game, it's kind of useless, but it is pretty good loot. Like, I got a block of diamonds from one of the I think it was an Ominous or a Trial Vault, I can't remember. Gave me a block of diamond, which is really nice. And then the last thing before I let you guys go, because I gotta get this video out at some point. It's been so long since I got a WonderCraft video out, and I'm very, very, very sorry. If you guys are starving for Minecraft content, we're doing a Cobblemon series on the channel, modded Minecraft. So if you guys are interested in that, absolutely check that out. I'll be live basically every Monday. Usually I'll say if I'm not, but sometimes I'm not. And this is why I have a weird skin, because I'm Professor Masu in that series. We're learning about Pokemon. But something else I want to talk about is I didn't clear this chest. This chest wasn't filled with amazing loot. For some reason, I think this is a mental thing that kills the trial chambers a little bit, is that you go to a trial vault, you put your key in, and you just kind of get like a piece of bread, some steak, and a shield. And you're like, I don't really need that. Like, that's kind of just junk. And then you're like, oh, whoa, a chest. Oh, let's go. Let's see what's lootin's here. Why is there no loot in the trial chest? Oh, it must be glitched. Okay. Well, apparently, if you guys have noticed a lot of the chests being empty, it's not a glitch. For some reason, that's intended, because the devs have said... I follow a lot of the devs on Twitter, and I gotta say, man, a lot of the devs, I feel like they really, really are really good, and people don't give these guys enough credit at Mojang. They don't give them enough credit, and the devs are really good at making this game, and they're the reason this game has lived for as long as they are, and they're the reason we're still getting free updates till this day. But they said the chests being empty are on purpose, because say you open, look at my inventory right now. I have a lot of crap in my inventory. We got some, rotten flesh, breeze rods, baked potatoes. Maybe I don't want some of this stuff. Maybe I'm like, I don't need these arrows. These arrows are just clogging up my inventory. All this stuff's just clogging up my inventory. Okay, that's why the chests are there, is to empty out all the junk into the chest so you don't have to, like, organize your inventory. You're not constantly sorting through stuff. The thing that I offer to you, the viewer and the devs, so say this chest had some arrows in it, right? And say I had a full inventory. Ooh, I really want those arrows. That's really cool loot. Well, my inventory's too full. Okay, I don't need these slime blocks. See what I did there? You can still put trash in a chest even if it has loot. It's possible. Trust, I've just did it. I just did it. Trust me. It's a really cool concept. Sorry, I'm trying not to be a bastard here, but like, it's just, I felt like that was something that was really ruining my experience in the trial chamber, where I was really, really enjoying it. I was having a lot of fun, and then, a couple trial vaults giving you kind of nothing, and I was like, it's just nothing. Nothing is being given here. And then I went and found like 5 chests that were empty, and it just felt kind of demoralizing in a sense of like, man, what am I doing this for? Like, why am I even in here? But I understand that they gave the reasoning. I disagree with the reasoning. I think the reasoning is a little bit silly. But if that's the reasoning they're going to give us, that's the reasoning we're going to get, and we just got to move on from that. Unfortunately. Now I gotta go find the exit to this, but I think if this video is ever gonna come out, and if you guys are ever gonna see WonderCraft again, I gotta end it at some point. So, I appreciate you guys listening to my ramblings for so long, and I will see you guys on the next WonderCraft video. Bye-bye. Bye. Mortare. Bye-bye. Thanks for watching. We'll start working on this soon, and we'll start working on other projects soon, and I'll get more videos regularly out for you, I promise. I'm probably lying.